Now at 5, fire breaks out at a tire recycling business in Nevada for the second time in a matter of weeks. Plus, Coffeyville Cemetery officials discuss upkeep concerns, and the Carthage High School band prepares for a new year, keeping the beat while beating the heat.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
For the second time in less than a month, a fire breaks out at a tire recycling business in Nevada, Missouri. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Crews were called around 2 this morning to David's Tire Recycling on North Click Street. Drivers were asked to avoid the area. No word yet on the cause of today's fire. Just a few weeks ago, on July 19th, firefighters responded to a fire at the same site. This is video from that fire. That July fire started near the machines used to shred old tires. You can visit KOAMnewsnow.com for more details and to watch for updates. During the summer, it might feel like lawn care is never ending, and that's also true for cemetery groundskeepers. In Coffeyville, teams are in charge of the upkeep of more than 20,000 graves at the city's 3 cemeteries. One cemetery can take a fully staffed crew up to a week and a half to complete. That includes mowing, weed eating, and clearing headstones of grass and dirt. And before they finish one, another cemetery will already have grass and weeds that need addressed.
It is our greatest honor to always keep up, to adapt and overcome no matter what. And I can guarantee you that these crews will always be working out here for the greater good of this community and its loved ones.
Tonight on KOAM News at 6, we're going to have more on what small things you can do to help efforts to keep cemeteries tidy. The beat and the heat goes on. Area high school bands are preparing to kick off a brand new school year. Practice for the Carthage High School band starts in the early morning before the heat of the day as the band members work to start the semester on a high note.
7 a.m. If it's a class day, then we'll be 7 a.m. to 9:30. But if it's a non-class day, it's just about 40 minutes, so in the morning.
But one of my main goals is that everybody leave the year having at least one good memory that they will look back on.
Sager says the school does take students' health extremely serious during this hot weather. She says a local fire truck soaks them with water just to help keep them cooled down a bit. We're going to have a lot more on this story for you tonight at 6. Right now, though, let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney for a first look at the weather.
Well, we had a few showers passing through the Joplin area. It dropped our temperatures down quite a bit, so we're in the lower 90s. We are still seeing some pretty strong wind gusts, 20-25 miles per hour. Those continue into Thursday as well. Now you can see our showers are on the decline. A couple more areas, Monette, Mount Vernon, or just south of Mount Vernon, south of Neosho into McNatt, also seeing some of those showers. But again, these may last another 30 minutes, but not too much longer. The rest of the afternoon and evening, we're going to see partly cloudy skies, but another round of showers returns as we head into Thursday morning. So by 5 a.m., southeastern Kansas getting some showers all the way out to Yates Center. Those are going to continue to push into Parsons, Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, Nevada. Now these will continue to move into the Joplin area by late morning, early afternoon. That's going to drive up humidity in the area. I'll have those details coming up.
See you soon. A 28-year-old soldier was taken into custody after 5 other soldiers were shot today at Fort Stewart in Georgia. Army officials say the victims are in stable condition and a motive for the attack is not yet clear. Dave Malkoff reports from Atlanta.
Law enforcement responded to reports of a shooting in Fort Stewart's 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team area just before 11 on Wednesday morning. The suspect is a male U.S. Army sergeant.
We have identified the alleged shooter as Sergeant Cornelius Radford, an automated logistics sergeant assigned to 2nd Brigade Combat Team.
Moments later, the fort was locked down. An Army official tells CBS News the suspect was apprehended by the Army Criminal Investigative Division.
Sergeant Radford has not previously deployed to combat. Sergeant Radford has been interviewed by the Army Criminal Investigation Division and is currently in pretrial confinement awaiting a charging decision.
In the aftermath, officials posted on social media that there is no active threat to the community. The wounded soldiers were treated on site and taken to an Army hospital. Some were also taken to Memorial Health University Medical Center in Savannah. That's according to a spokesperson for the facility. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt wrote on social media that President Trump was briefed on the shooting and the White House is monitoring the situation. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth were also briefed. Fort Stewart is the largest Army post east of the Mississippi River. Dave Malkoff, CBS News, Atlanta.
Fort Stewart released a statement saying the incident remains under investigation. Still ahead, cell therapy.
Many teenagers and young adults are at risk of developing holes in their cartilage of the knee. I'm Dr. Malika Marshall with an innovative procedure that can fill those holes with the patient's own cells.
Plus, a study looks at a link between CPAP machines and the risk for heart disease. Those stories coming up in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, a common treatment for sleep apnea lowers heart disease risk for some people, but it also can raise the risk for others. A study by Mass General Brigham found that for sleep apnea patients with a high risk for cardiovascular events, using a CPAP machine lowers the risk of heart attack and stroke by 17%. But for low-risk sleep apnea patients, the risk actually rose 22%, though the reasons why are still unclear. A simple way some women can boost their heart health: standing. A study by UC San Diego found that postmenopausal women experiencing obesity saw improvements in their blood pressure just by spending more time standing versus sitting. Just standing an average of 25 times over the course of a day had a noticeable improvement in blood pressure. Teens and young adults are increasingly suffering knee injuries, often causing damage to the cartilage. Dr. Malika Marshall reports on a less invasive procedure that used to repair that damage with the patient's own cells.
Zachary Kesbier was 17 when he tore his ACL playing lacrosse. He had surgery and rehab, but 2 years later felt sudden pain in the same knee while running.
It kind of felt similar to what happened with the ACL, just not as painful, or there wasn't no snap sound or anything.
When teenagers and young adults injure their knee, like an ACL tear or a dislocated kneecap, they can develop cartilage problems down the road.
Does that hurt you at all?
Dr. Joseph Zarnecki, an orthopedic surgeon at Winchester Hospital, says the cartilage becomes rough or a piece can get knocked off.
Almost like having a pothole in the road. And so when you're on that road or you're going over the rough surface, then it causes pain, causes inflammation. That inflammation can lead to swelling.
A cutting-edge procedure called MACI Arthro, FDA approved in 2024, has made repairing the damage much easier. Surgeons harvest healthy cartilage cells from a patient, send them to a lab where they're grown on a cartilage membrane. The membrane is then cut to size in the OR and glued into the cartilage defects using small instruments through small incisions.
What I've seen in our patients is that there's less pain, there's less swelling, and they hit their therapy milestones quicker.
Several dozen MACI Arthro procedures have been performed in the U.S. so far. Dr. Zarnecki has done among the most, including Zachary's this past November.
I didn't really experience any pain ever. I was very happy with the results.
We want them to get back to playing with their children, doing their sports, playing on their, college athletic teams.
Zachary was so inspired, he's training to become a physical therapist.
Without him, I wouldn't have got into, my PT field that I love so much, and he's helped me. I can't thank him enough.
A sentiment shared by many. Dr. Malika Marshall, CBS News, Winchester, Massachusetts.
The MACI procedure is best suited to people ages 18 to 55 who don't already have underlying arthritis. A mother's genetics play a bigger role in whether a child becomes overweight than the father's. A study by University College London found while both parents' genes can impact a child's potential for obesity, the mother's BMI continues to influence a child's weight even beyond genetic inheritance. Researchers say a mother's genes could play a larger role in the environment a child grows up in, which also influences weight. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Dudek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we're going to give you some ideas on how to stop your dog from digging out from under the fence.
And we have a few more rain shower chances plus hotter temperatures coming up. Well, we've had a few afternoon showers and temperatures did start to warm up today as well. Now taking a look outside Indigo Sky Casino and Resort out in Seneca, Missouri. Didn't see any showers out in Seneca, but you can see the overcast skies out there, so it's still been a bit cloudier. But temperatures did get up to the low 90s in some areas, even mid 90s, up to about 96 degrees. But because of those afternoon showers, it did keep us a bit cooler than anticipated. Now we do have a couple of heat advisories that are already starting to be issued out there in Oklahoma. Now that's Newada County and Washington County. The rest of us are a little slow to catch up, but I'm not going to be surprised if we get a few more heat advisories out in southeastern Kansas, as that area will be the highest heat index and temperatures for Thursday. Now those showers are on the decline. There's barely any left out there. Those are going to continue to dissipate over the next 15 to 20 minutes. Now, as we head into Thursday morning, we've got another round of shower chances starting in southeastern Kansas. So you can see where some storms start to develop. This is from 5 to 7 a.m. up in the northern cities and then pushing into southeastern Kansas. Now, some areas might have some stronger storms, heavier rainfall, and some lightning. Now, this is through the morning hours until mid-morning when it starts to make it down to the Joplin area and along I-49. Now, still out in Pittsburgh, Parsons, getting some rain showers as well around 10 to 11 a.m. By noon, it does push out of the area, but we still could see some pop-up showers out on Kansas and Oklahoma side through the afternoon hours. But the rest of us are going to be back to sunny skies. Thanks to those morning showers, though, in Kansas, it does clear out by the early afternoon. That just drives up the humidity for the area, so it's going to have mild temperatures but a very high heat index on the Kansas side, maybe even into Oklahoma. Missouri side is staying a little bit cooler, and then we start to see more rain chances popping up over the weekend starting Saturday afternoon and evening and then continuing into Sunday. Now Saturday, mostly just some pop-up storms. Sunday and Monday, we have a front coming in that's going to cool us back down. But let's go back to these temperatures. So Thursday, like I said, on the Kansas and Oklahoma side, because of the morning showers, adds to the humidity. So it's going to feel a bit hotter out there. 105 in Independence, Newada, Fredonia as well, 103 in Parsons, about 100 in Pittsburgh. On the Missouri side, staying below 100, but still could feel pretty hot out there. And then on Friday, all of us are going to see heat index values above 102. That's going to be our lowest out there, Aurora, Cassville, Neosho. The highest, Yates Center, Fredonia, Sedan, up to 107. So definitely going to see some heat advisories and excessive heat warnings issued by then. And you can see our heat risk potential today was a minor risk, starts to creep back up, moderate to major, and then you can see Friday we're all in this major heat risk because we do have those very high heat index values. Now, thanks to some afternoon showers on Saturday, drops a little bit, but those temperatures do continue to drop Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, thanks to a cold front coming through. We do heat back up by next week, though.
Yeah, it says cold front. It's not exactly going to be cold, but it will be considerably less hot.
A little less of a hot front.
All right, thanks. Coming up, losing a job isn't the end of the world. We're going to get expert advice on the first steps you should take when you find yourself out of work. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the latest jobs report showed the labor market is slowing down and some employers are laying off workers. If you're one of the unlucky people who've been let go, CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger has some tips on what to do next.
Losing a job can be shocking, but there are important steps to take right away. If you received health coverage through work, contact Human Resources to learn about COBRA. It allows you to keep your coverage for up to 18 months, but you have to pay for it and it can be expensive. Compare the cost with the Affordable Care Act, which offers a special enrollment if you leave your job for any reason. If you're under the age of 26, you can also opt to be on your parents' health insurance plan. Next step, you, not your company, must file for unemployment benefits. Every state has different rules and some have waiting periods. If you qualify, the first payment will generally be made a few weeks after your claim is processed. Finally, for those who have a retirement plan at work, there are 3 options. Keep the money where it is if your old company allows it. If you find a new job, you can roll the money over to your new company's retirement plan, or roll it over to a traditional or Roth IRA account. As a last resort, you can cash out an old retirement plan, but doing so means that you'll pay ordinary income tax plus a 10% penalty if you're under 59 and a half years old. Jill Schlesinger, CBS News, New York.
The U.S. government is set to auction off a super yacht worth more than $300 million. The massive ship includes multiple elevators and spas, can host up to 16 guests. The FBI seized the Amadea back in 2022 from Fiji after it was linked to a sanctioned Russian oil billionaire. Attorneys claim another non-sanctioned Russian oil executive owns the massive yacht, and they're calling the sale improper and premature. According to the auction's website, bidders must put down a $10 million deposit in order to participate. Two major sports networks, ESPN and the NFL Network, are merging. The National Football League says Disney-owned ESPN is set to acquire the NFL Network and other assets, including Red Zone and NFL Fantasy, in exchange for a 10% stake in ESPN. In a second non-binding deal, the NFL will license some content and intellectual property to ESPN. Disney's CEO said in a statement that the deal, quote, paves the way for the world's leading sports media brand and America's most popular sport to deliver an even more compelling experience. And if you've ever wondered what breast milk tastes like, well, here's your chance to find out. Parenting brand Frida has released a breast milk flavored ice cream available for shipping through the company's website. The ice cream does not actually contain breast milk, but according to the company, it has a sweet and salty taste with hints of honey. The August release coincides with National Breastfeeding Awareness Month. A final check of the forecast up next. I believe you are correct. Huh. Nice catch on that. That's odd. That would have been brought over from the morning show. Nope. Up next on the CBS Evening News, East Coast beaches have encountered a sticky situation. So what's behind a wave of jellyfish that has provided a sting to vacation plans? Then on KOAM News at 6, a serious crash takes down power lines and poles near Golden City. Plus, the Girard Fire Department in Crawford County hosts an anhydrous ammonia training, and a community luncheon in Joplin celebrates National Health Center Week. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. A lot of us love our dogs, but sometimes they can get in a bit of trouble, sometimes a bit more than a bit. Today's question for our pet vet on call: how can I discourage my dog from digging under the fence?
First, try to think about why you might be so desperate to get away. Are they not spayed or neutered and it's mating season and it's driving them crazy? Are they an active breed that need a lot of exercise and your yard is just too small? Are they lonely and bored and might need a companion, maybe a second dog? If none of that is a fixable issue, then you can do things around your fence line like decorative stones or concrete blocks, electric fence, sometimes and almost always an extra fencing material around the bottom of your fence leading out into the grass where grass and plants can grow through, but they can dig through it. That should fix their goat.
You know, we invite questions from anyone. If you have a question, just send it to petvet@koamtv.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday right here on KOAM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions on our website. All right, let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. You can find both of these at the Joplin Humane Society. First up, you're looking over a lab named Clover. This Labrador Retriever is an adult male. Yes, his name is Clover. Also from the Joplin Humane Society, this adult female cat, beautiful domestic medium hair. Her name is Grace. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? It's hot weather out there for man or beast.
Yes, it is. Now temperatures continue to climb into the upper 90s. Heat index values nearly over 100. But we also have some rain shower chances in the morning tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 6. Let's make it a great evening.